Hi there, welcome back to the channel. So I'm busily in here tracking away trying to get this song done. Man, this thing has been a challenge. I've been in here for, I don't know, 4 days in a row or whatever, trying to get it. Whew. And I do have one good take, thankfully. I wouldn't even be running this camera right now. So the importance of the metronome. I have learned this evening how important it is, and I'm glad that I was, following the metronome on this track. So when you're doing the one band thing, what I do is I do the whole song, like this is a kind of a riff thing, and I made sure to play the whole thing to the metronome, and I just watch the light. So if you want to get to your metronome, you go to Tool, and then you go down to Metronome, it's the top one, Enter, and it gives you can either turn it off, you can completely turn it off. I've got mine off as far as the sound goes, but the light always flashes, luckily. The level you can adjust, you can pan it. The sound you can change, you can put a pre-count on there. I don't do any of that because, like I said, for whatever reason I don't like listening to it anymore. I just stare at that light. So this song is set at 109 BPM, and it's quite challenging to stay with the drums, and you'll see why. It's like a riff song with the drums hitting at certain points. You got to hit the right note at the right moment. Oh boy, is it annoying. And luckily, like I said, I have a take, and I'll think I'm going to better it, and I'll just make one little mistake. It's probably the most challenging guitar part I've ever written and actually recorded. I've got the microphones. I've got two microphones. They're 8 inches away from the grill cloth, out from the back. I've got it flipped around because I can't hear otherwise. It's too loud. Amp is on the middle of the tone, all the way cranked as far as volume goes. I've got one of the microphones going to this MS1B, this outboard pre. No phantom power because it's a ribbon mic. Then that goes into input 1 with the high Z off, the gain all the way down, and the channel strip at around 87 because this thing is just loud. Then the other one is plugged directly into the channel strip number 2 that's at 100 unity gain, and the gain up top is around 11. The gain on the whole master is 100. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can somehow, some way, I seriously doubt it, and I'm not going to do a bunch of takes because it's not really much fun to watch these constant, screw-ups. But let's just see if there's any way I can somehow better that one. It would be so cool to just have another one that has a cooler vibe on it. It's more now just about getting the vibe. Listen back to how the intro sounds on the one I did. So the little intro I did on the take that I like, it sort of falls apart, and you hear like the kind of the Hendrixy thing where you hear like the guitar and your fingers on this fretboard. That's what I love about the Strat, is it kind of just falls apart to nothing instead of being so powerful like a humbucking guitar. Nothing against those, but the Strat just has these weird subtleties. Okay, here we go. was a take. Let's see if it was better than the other one. I'm going to turn off the camera for a second. I'll be right back, and we'll just listen back to the one that is the best one. But I need a minute to, I don't want to do that on camera, it'd take too long, but I need a minute to decide. All right, real quick. Okay, that was an easy decision. As soon as I started it, the very second riff, that come down was not on the riff. So it's like it goes. That one was fine, but this one, that one was a little off. So right away I was like, why even bother with this any further? So let's just see what happens when we play this back, and just see if it's usable. I mean, I think it's usable, but man, whew, this thing really just about killed me. Just not good enough of a guitar player yet, and I practiced this a lot. I heard Steve Vai say that he would practice stuff like 11 times, like 10 times wasn't, one more time. So I started doing that, like on the solo that I'm going to play on this. Do it like 11 times, in a row, and I'm just disappointed that I'm not better. It's like, I don't know what it takes to. I guess you just have to have the natural talent, but keep thinking that if I just play more, All right, here we go. Whew. Wait, let me hear that again then. All right. Whew. Okay, so now it's go home and practice the... It's got a rake on it. Oh, I don't have it. Anyway, go home and practice that solo bit. It's got a rake on it that I want to master because I actually recorded this before when it was in its other version, and I never could get it to rake right, so I just didn't rake because not good enough. All right, so it's time to just work harder, work harder, work harder. All those great guitar players out there, tell me what else you need to do besides just be good and work a lot. I think that's the secret, is just more effort, more time, you know, in the saddle. But I have a finished, you can see where the song is now. I'm going to put the little solo bit and see if there's any other out, like in that, the part that ends, I'm going to kind of think up something that I could put in there. And then it's on to the other tune, and then it's bass for both songs. So got to start thinking about that bass part next, because just parts, just things to do, things to record, got to finish this thing. I keep talking about finishing this record. Man, I had no clue how much this one was going to slow me down, you know. Recording, and somebody commented, thankfully, one day just chimed in and said, man, that's cool to do the one-man band thing, but it takes a lot of extra time, and it really does. It like pulls you down, like it just gets stuck. Like I spent just a couple of weeks stuck with this guitar part, but it's how it is. All right, thank you very much for watching. If there's anything I can do for anyone out there, if you have a question about the Zoom, you know, having trouble or whatever, just don't hesitate, reach out. All right, next time.